What's up, everybody? Zuko iDyan on the run, back at it again. I can't believe actually that it's already episode 10. We've been around for 10 episodes, something that started as let me see how this goes. And now it's like a fully fledged channel with 10 episodes. That's completely wild. So those of you that do follow me on Instagram as well will have seen that I did ask a couple of questions. I was saying that we want to spice things up a little bit. And in us trying to spice things up, I was like, how about we get some professionals in the building, right? Sure, we speak to normal people like myself that run and about their running journeys. But I was just like, how about the information that I want and information that I need? I also get an opportunity to share it with you guys, which is exactly what I did. And that brought me to my very first... I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but he'll explain it. My very first special guest of this kind of a show, and that is a... let me just keep quiet. He's going to introduce himself. Here's my special guest for today. Ladies and gentlemen, please introduce yourself, my good sir.
Hi, Zuko. Thanks for having me.
Sure.
So my name is Jean-Andre Wessels, and I'm a biokineticist.
A biokineticist.
Yes, there we go.
What's the reason why it's so difficult to say, guys?
I've got no idea. But a lot of students, even professionals, still struggle with it.
Yeah, I know. I struggled with it for the longest time. And I'm just like, sure, okay, that's a difficult word. And it also sounds so complicated, right? For me, I think, and a question that came about for me is there's a biokinetist, there's a physiotherapist, there's all of these things. And I'm just like, guys, can't one person just take care of everything? Like, why do I leave this one and go to this one? But we'll get into that, right? Yeah. You are a biokinetist, right? Sure. Which would make you a health professional.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Fitness falls within health.
Yes.
Okay. 100%. What is that? Let's just start there before anything else, right? I do know that you're active. I mean, you're my personal biokinetist. So I know a little bit about you, and I'll ask you about that as well. But let's just get into straight off the bat. What is a biokinetist? What does a biokinetist do?
Cool. So a biokineticist is a healthcare professional that specializes in exercise prescription.
Okay.
So basically everything that has to do with movement, that's what we do. So we look at your problem. So you come in with an issue like an injury, we assess you, and then based off of what we see, we give you exercises to fix the cause of your pain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I like how you've said to fix a cause, right? Because I think a lot of the time what happens with us is that we like to put plasters over broken legs, right? In that sense, saying treat the symptom, but not necessarily the cause. Yes. So what you're saying is that I'll call it a bio because I don't want to bite my tongue. Fine, as a bio, then you look more at what is the cause of that? Where does that come from? And see if you can then rectify it from that point.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I get that. Happy with that. Number 2, do you only deal with me when I'm injured?
No. So it's not just injuries.
Yeah.
We do a lot more. So, for example, we work with neurological conditions, so your stroke patients, your cerebral palsy patients, your elderly patients, which we call your special population. Okay. So they fall under the special population. We work with kids as well, and your general sport population.
Okay.
Sports teams, we do sports teams, individual sports, your general health and well-being. What else is there? There's so many that we do.
Okay.
Anything with movement. So if you can move, that's what we do. So,
or if you can't move, rather.
We work with your physically enabled people. So if you're in a wheelchair, if you're on crutches, we deal with that to help them be physically strong in the movements that they do have.
Okay.
If you confined to a wheelchair,
Yeah.
you need to be strong for the stuff that you are using.
Yeah.
So we help you there, help you adjust your lifestyle. We go to companies, we do desk setups, make sure your ergonomics are correct so you don't get low back pain, neck pain, all of that. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
We do your health assessments, your vitality assessments.
That's what I thought you guys did. That's what I thought. That's all you do, right? Because I mean, when I first met you, I was doing it's a health assessment or a fitness assessment for vitality.
Yes.
I met you and then you made me do a couple of things. Oh, okay, cool. Do this. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, okay. Wow, these guys get paid to do nothing. But now you basically are saying that anything to do with movement, I think, that's a big one. And then, okay, so then what would make me come to you and not I don't know, me personally, you guys will tell me what you guys think and how you handle it. Me personally, anything to do with my body, right? Whether it's something sore or anything like that. First stop, physio. First stop, I go to a physiotherapist and I'm just like, hey man, my knee is sore. Hey man, this is happening. Because that's just how physiotherapist for me, literally, that's what it means. So in that, then what then becomes the difference between you and a physio?
Okay, so there's a big difference, but there's a fine line.
Okay,
so let's start with the physios. So the physios, they do what we call first phase rehabilitation.
Okay.
So if you tore your ACL in your knee,
okay,
so the ligament in your knee, if you tore that, you go for an op, they fix it. Your first stop will be the physiotherapist.
Okay.
That's the first phase of rehabilitation. So what they do is they do manual therapy, which is your massaging. Mm-hmm. They do dry needling or acupuncture.
Correct.
They do joint manipulation. So it's all hands-on therapy, if we can put it that way.
Okay, it's someone putting their hands on you.
Yeah. Massaging, manipulating a joint, dry needling, all of that. So it's hands-on therapy. So then after you've done at the physio, then you move on to me, which we call final phase rehabilitation.
Okay.
So there we do exercises to strengthen whatever is weak. So it will be if you did your knee, it will be everything downwards. So from glutes down to the ankle. So we strengthen all of that and then we make sure it doesn't happen again. So we get you back to where you were and even better.
100%. So a bit of a prevention as well then comes into the mix.
Yeah. So we don't do any like hands-on therapy. It's all exercises, stretches and mobility exercises. The most hands-on we'll get is if we assist you in doing a stretch. So passive stretch.
Yes.
Other than that, we can't do dry needling. We're not allowed to do massaging. We can't do joint manipulation, any of that. So that's what the physio does.
Okay.
Even if I'm like you, my patient, and I struggle to get rid of a spasm.
Yes.
I'll send you back to the physio.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, we're struggling with this now for 2 weeks. It's not releasing. It's not getting better. So go back to the physio, get that sorted, come back to me. Then we carry on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes perfect sense. And in my head, I'm just gonna be like, okay, but this is the thing, you always just feel like whenever something is happening in your body, you feel like, maybe it just needs to be massaged or I need a needle or laser or whatever the case may be, right? I think that's a good way to look at it. I think it's an easy enough way to also kind of understand it in terms of what's actually happening, because I think at the end of the day, we are just trying to understand what's happening. And I think a lot of the time, a fault that we have is that we want to fix as I always say, we want to fix the symptom. Yeah. And we seldom realize that it's deeper than that, because that symptom was caused by something. Yes. What was the cause and how do we stop this thing from appearing? By what do we need to do in order to stop it from appearing?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, which is really cool, because now, as you mentioned, you're like, you don't put your hands on anyone. You're just like, Okay, this is caused by this is caused by this is what you need to do in order to either heal that body part or to make it stronger.
Yes.
And that is mostly what causes injuries.
100%.
It's
imbalance
okay.
in the body.
Okay. So it's me having an imbalance of sorts, right?
Yeah.
A part in my body which is weak, if I can say,
Yes.
or weaker than it should be.
Yes.
What that does is my body does the best that it can to kind of compensate for that weak body part. But you do that for long enough, then
something's going to give up.
Something gives up. Whatever you're using to compensate gives up. And that's when you have like real problems.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. I like the approach that we're going, because for me, it's kind of like really a step by step. It makes it much more easier to digest and easier to understand. Why did you get into biokinetics? What brought you there? I mean, in this wide field that we've just described, right? What made you make the decision to say, hey, man? Or did you grow up thinking, hey, when I'm big, I want to be a biokineticist? Or like, how does that journey look for you?
So always wanted to be in the medical field.
Okay.
Just wasn't sure what. So from small, I always said I will be in the medical field. Then, high school, I was like, but I love my sport.
Okay.
And then I was like, I don't know what to do now. And then I got injured in high school.
Okay.
And
what are you doing? Are you running? Are you swimming?
I was an athlete, so sprints, 100 meters, 200 meters, long jump, and 400 meters.
Okay.
And then I also played hockey.
Okay. Jeez, what didn't you do? Did you have any time for books or what? Sure.
But I got injured with athletics. So 100 meter race tore my hamstring.
Okay.
And then that's actually the first time I went to a bio.
Okay.
So when I went to the bio, I was like, this looks interesting. So I did some research and I was like, well, this looks cool. And then I went and shadowed. And then I realized, but this is the medical field with the sport. Because now you're working with athletes, you're working with people that are active, that are also getting injured, but you can still remain in that sporting world while working. So I was like, this is perfect. So this is what I'm going to study.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at that time, and I suppose, I mean, at that time, you got treated by a biokineticist. So now that's the point where you're like, oh, okay, this actually exists.
Yes.
This is what these guys actually do. You don't have to touch anyone, so you're fine. And then you decide, okay, this is what I actually want to do.
Yeah.
What does that look like now in terms of requirements? Were there any requirements that you had to meet in order for you to be able to get into the field? I would imagine from my mind, it's probably biology, maths, not maths.
So
okay.
There's two ways. I'm not 100% sure now because they did change the whole curriculum. But when I applied, you had to have biology.
Okay.
You can either have pure maths or maths academic or maths lit.
Okay.
And then you have to have, what was the other one? If you wanted to go the one direction, then you had to have pure maths and physics together with biology. But the way I went was you only had to have biology and just maths lit. Okay. So you had to have a really good mark in biology.
Sure.
So that was your main subject. The one that you had, the physics, that was if you wanted to work in a lab.
Okay.
So I was like, definitely not. I want to see the patients.
You want to be out there. You want to be on you want to be on the field, so to say.
Yes.
Okay, lekker.
Yeah.
And then you go and then you study what?
So your undergrad is human movement science, and then you can choose that. So you can either do physiology, so that's the lab side, but you don't. When I say lab, you're not going to do that. Like you can choose if you want to be in a lab.
Sure.
You can, but if you want to be normal bio, that's also fine. But you study human movement science and then physiology or psychology. Okay. So I did the psychology part, and then after that you do your honors. and then it's your honors in biokinetics.
Okay.
But the universities have changed it now. So now it's a 4-year degree.
Okay.
Straight biokinetics. So it's pure biokinetics.
Okay.
So there you don't have to do, you don't have to apply for honors. When you enroll into the course, your honors is included automatically.
100%. So then you go through that 4-year period.
Yes.
And then afterwards, what?
Afterwards, also used to, when I did my studies, you had to do a year internship.
Okay.
After your study, so you study 4 years and then a 1-year internship. It's like the doctors and physios doing their Zuma year.
Okay.
Exactly the same thing.
Okay.
And then you qualified, and then you can work.
Okay.
But now with the new one, you don't have to do an internship here or Zuma year. So once you've done your 4 years, you qualified.
Qualified, can go out and get people to stretch and start healing people.
Yeah, you can open your own practice if you want.
Lekker. Yeah. Okay, 100%. So, so for you, then you did that. You did your 1-year internship as well, and I suppose it's kind of like all other fields, right? Like other fields that have internships, you have to have a CV, apply, you go, you do your internship. And then once that is done, then you're cool. Then you either go and get employed somewhere, or you start your own practice.
Yes, yeah.
All right. When I met you, you were still at a gym.
Yes.
You were not employed by the gym.
No, not by the gym.
Okay.
I was employed under someone else, so under a practice where we rented space.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then you did that, and then you decided, you know what? I want to open my own practice.
Yeah. Basic.
Okay. Open your own practice, and now that's what you do now.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So yeah, opened my own practice, but then I went, instead of opening and going on my own, opened a partnership.
Sure.
So my business partner's name is Roger Trent. So it's myself and Roger. We opened 2023. Yeah. But we started the partnership in 2024.
Okay.
So yeah, we've been now, practice has been where it is now, which is in 4 ways. They're at the Yard Athletic.
The Yard Athletic.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's also a gym, private gym. So we're also just renting space from there. And that's opposite Design Quarter.
Sure.
What's it? On the corner of Leslie and William Nicol.
Yes. Okay.
Where the pro shop is in Cycle.
100%. Yeah. And then you guys basically just work from there.
Yeah, we just work.
You don't do home visits. You don't do it.
We do home visits. Yeah, we can. So if people are unable to come to us, we go to them.
Okay.
Or people just don't want to drive, and then we go to them. So we do home visits. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for so many years. And now my question then becomes, is it like, how many injuries do you need to see in order for you to get bored, right? And also, I think more than anything else, what sticks out for me is humans are difficult people to deal with, right? Simply because we think we know it all. We kind of can get really, really stubborn. And I'm pretty sure all these kind of things that you see, number one. Number two is, I think a lot of it becomes, sure, you know the stretches, you know this. But are you still like, when you wake up, you're like, I'm keen. I want to go see what's going to happen today. Is it still very interesting for you?
Yes, 100%. So, like you said, injuries, do you get bored? No. Reason why. Everyone is different. Sure. So you might have 2 people with exactly the same injury.
Okay.
But you're not going to treat them the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, you have your basic exercises, your basic stretches that you do. But when you go that step further, it becomes way more personalized. So there's no set. If you've got a hamstring tear, this is the exercise. If you tore your ACL, this is the exercises. It's all dependent on the person.
Okay.
You might have, like I said, two people exactly the same injury, but you don't treat them the same.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, because what that says to me then is that there's no one size fits all.
No.
right? There's no, oh no, man, my friend had runner's knee. This is what they gave. This is what they gave him in exercises. Maybe I must do this because maybe you don't have the same underlying problem, right? Which makes it, I guess, also kind of interesting for you and also kind of a bit of a challenge as well.
Yes.
To say that, I'm going to get this thing sorted out.
Yeah.
And you put us through pain in order to get it sorted out. But I mean, I personally have a testimony where I saw genre for because I didn't listen, right? And I wasn't strength training as much as I should have been, and I wasn't doing certain things. I was then caught in a position whereby I had an injury and I saw genre and I saw him for like 2 days for like over like 6 weeks, 2 days a week over like 6 weeks, with a niggle that I'd been struggling with for a while. And it was quiet. Funny enough, it didn't show up at all on the big day, which was 8 June at Comrades. It didn't show up at all. I was grateful for it, but I was also just like, yo, man, so much time, so much money that I spent over something that I could have avoided, right?
Yeah.
But definitely like happy with the services I received and how everything kind of turned out. And as you say, happy with the individual focus on this is what's happening. This for you is why this is caused, etc., 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 etc. That being then the funnest part of it. Which is the part that you don't like the most?
Admin.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, sure. If I could spend my whole day just seeing patients,
okay,
it will be the best day.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, then there's admin.
Sure, but I mean, people are difficult, right? And people don't want to listen. So there's me who comes in there and I'm like, okay, this is the problem that I have. Then I'm like, okay, cool. Do you think I should run? No, don't run. Then I run, right? And then I mess up the work that we've been doing. Doesn't that like, oh man, I wish I could fire this client.
So in the beginning, when you just start out, that's the feeling.
Sure, you want to solve everyone's problem.
Yes,
sure,
yeah. And you want to make sure it stays solved.
Okay.
But then the longer you do it, you realize you're not going to be able to fix everything and everyone.
Okay.
And there's a number of reasons for that. People don't listen.
Sure.
Or it's just there's something that you can't figure out.
Yeah.
And it might be a different underlying issue instead of just physical. It might be medication that they're taking or underlying condition. Talking about conditions, I forgot to mention it earlier.
Yeah.
We also work with chronic conditions.
Okay.
So diabetes, cholesterol, all of those fun things.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
But I've learned, because most of my patients are runners, you're not going to tell a runner not to run.
Sure.
Don't try.
Yes.
Don't even do it. Don't frustrate yourself. Just manage it.
Okay.
So tell the runner, you can run.
Sure.
But not 30 kilometers.
Okay. Limited.
Bring it down to 20.
Okay.
Or do your normal mileage, but don't run it. Try and be Gerdestein and run 3 minutes 55.
Sure.
Run a 6:30.
Okay.
Per kilometer.
Okay.
So just to manage it. So you're managing the athlete because it is frustrating.
Sure.
When
you
are
feel like your body's
and
itching when you're lying there in bed, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to run and you want to train. And so it's frustrating and you have to understand that part as well of the patient. I mean, put yourself in their shoes.
Sure.
They're already frustrated. So don't make them more frustrated. So just manage everything.
Okay.
Manage your patient, manage the condition, manage so that you're still getting to your end goal and fixing the problem.
100%. It's just that you might have to take a creative route, a scenic route in order to get there.
Because some patients, you tell them don't run.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, cool, I won't run. But yeah, that's maybe 1%.
Very true. Very true. I feel like running especially, it makes you a bit of a liar because you'll be like, you'll do something, right? And you'll get into it. And in the back of your head, you know that, maybe I wasn't supposed to do this.
Yes.
Or when I was running, I felt the pain at 2Ks.
And I carried on.
And because I had a 10K to run, right? And then I still carried on. And then when I'm speaking to you, like, okay, cool. When did you start feeling it? I'm like, I started feeling it at about 8Ks. There's a whole 6Ks that has been unaccounted for, you know what I mean? Which is us, I guess, just being like toxic towards ourselves. And I think it definitely helps you knowing that there's also that side of it,
Yes.
that you'll need to manage. Now, my question then becomes, how do you know that side of it? Because, I mean, sure, you were playing in high school, you were playing all sorts of sports and all of this kind of stuff. But now what do you do?
So in sport, in terms of sport,
Physically now, what do you do? That also kind of maybe helps you be able to identify with the people that you work with.
so now I'm also a runner, but
Okay.
a trail runner, not a road runner.
Are you a runner then? You are a walker.
No, run.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a trail runner.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, facts. This is the first trail runner that we've had on the channel. How does that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've always liked doing athletics, doing hockey. You always run with all the sports and
Sure.
that. And with
Yes.
your training, you can't just run on a hockey field. You have to go out on the road and get extra Ks in. So you're running your 5Ks, your 10Ks.
Yeah.
And for me personally, the road was just so tedious.
Okay.
Like, because yes, you're running, but you're seeing the same stuff over and over. Cars, traffic light, pothole.
Yeah. Avoiding the cat eyes.
Yes. And then you sort of like just zone out.
Yeah.
And you lose yourself and then, oh, okay, cool, I've done my 10Ks and that's it.
Sure.
And then when I started working, to my boss at the time, when I did my internship, he himself and then 2 other employees, they did trail running. So they actually invited me and said, come and try it, let's go. There's a race coming up in Kaapse, so train and let's go do it.
Okay.
So I was like, yo, I don't know, I'm nervous. Like, I don't know, I've never done that. Like, no, man, just come and do it.
Sure. It's just like, it's a hike, except like on 5X. Sure.
So yeah, I trained and then I went and did it and I just loved it. Fell in love with
Oh,
trail
yeah?
running. Yeah.
Because what? Because of what? Because it's scenic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a view. Also, you have to concentrate the whole time.
Okay.
So where's your next step? What are you going to do next? You have to concentrate to navigate.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of turns, there's a lot of footpaths, but you need to look where you need to go. So it's always marked.
Sure.
But you have to concentrate to see where you need to go and to make sure you follow all the markers and you don't miss it. And then, like I said, you just have to keep concentrating, because if you don't and you lose that concentration, you might sprain an ankle, you trip, fall, because there's rocks everywhere.
Sure.
And for me, it's like sometimes halfway up a mountain, I'm like, why did I choose to do this?
It happens to the best of us.
And then you get to the top of the mountain and you see this amazing view and you're like, man, that was worth it.
Oh, yeah.
That was worth it.
Okay.
So, that's why I love it.
100%. And that you've been doing now for a couple of years.
Yeah.
You also do it, and I guess similarly to running, I usually see like with the big races, they'll be like, okay, cool. Like I know, for example, Cape Town Marathon that we're gonna be going to now. It's like on the Saturday there's like a big trail race as well, and then on the Sunday there's like the road race. Yeah. So I know that that's also kind of like a pretty big thing and an exciting thing where you guys also travel, and you do all the things that like us regular runners do, right? Yes. Except it's like it's trail running,
yes.
Which is exciting. And it's something that I've been thinking about, I don't want to lie, but I'm also just like, this thing looks difficult, right? And in your experience, would you say that it's, in terms of difficulty, how would it compare to just regular running?
So trail run is a lot more taxing on the body.
Okay.
For the fact that you have to concentrate the whole time.
Sure.
So when you're concentrating, you're obviously using more energy.
100%.
So you need to fuel more. It's also the climbing is a lot more in trail than in road. So your elevation is a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And then the terrain itself, it's not an even road. So you have a tar road. Yes, there's like a contour in the road, but trail it's uneven, and there's rocks and there's divots and there's sticks and there's boulders that you need to climb over or under, or so the movement itself, the running itself, it's not just a flat surface.
Sure.
So that's also more taxing on the body because your body has to correct the whole time. So
100%.
every step, it has to correct. It is a little bit slower than road running.
Yeah.
So on road running, you're going to run a lot faster. Trail, it's a little bit slower because of the terrain. And then some trails, depending on what, there's actually like climbing that you have to do. Like it's almost like stairs, but higher stairs, and climbing through that. When you're descending, it might be rocky, so you have to slow down. You can't just send it down the hill unless you like me.
Sure.
But yeah, it is just more taxing. So you have to feel more, like you have to eat more, you have to drink more. So you'll also see, if you do one day go do a trail run race, the aid stations is a lot different.
Okay.
So in road running, you get your aid station, you have water, you have Coke.
Correct. Banana, potato,
potato, and maybe sweets.
Yeah.
Stop at a trail run aid station. You have all of that, but then you have bars, you have peanut butter sandwiches.
Okay.
You definitely have sweets there. You have some kind of electrolyte like Revive or 32 GIs, Hydrate. You have carbohydrate drinks there. So there's a whole bunch
of more stuff.
Yeah.
You guys are like we have a snack, and you guys like have a meal.
Yes.
Because you need that much energy.
Yeah. Like if I stop at the aid station, I spend a good minute to 2 minutes there.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez. But that for me then just sounds like it's more difficult. So we are not then the most of like social athletes. We as road runners are not the most toxic of runners. There's another level which is trail running. But I mean, as you say, you still love it. You think for you it's great, and I mean it works exactly the same. Obviously, without if you accept the terrain, everything kind of works the same. There's still medals. But now tell me, when it comes to training, right? I know it's easy for me to have a training program. I wake up 5 o'clock. I put on my shoes. I put on my gear. I'm out the door. And I'm training. You know what I mean? How does that work for trail running?
So it's more or less the same.
Okay.
If you live in Joburg, you're not going to be able to get out onto the trails every day.
Yeah.
Unless you're willing to wake up at 3, drive an hour, and then start your run.
Yeah.
But most of your training runs will be on the road.
Okay.
And then you should try and get your long runs. Let's say your long runs is on the Saturday or Sunday. Then you should go out and try and go onto the trail. So that's where the difference is. So your shorter runs, your training runs, that will be normal road running. And then, your long runs, you should try and ideally get out onto the trail.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That also just like sounds manageable.
Yeah.
And also sounds like a long run is like a good day out also.
Yes.
Like that sounds excellent. Okay. Now, in terms of if we were going to look at your patients, right? Of the different kind of like sporting codes and all of that, what do you know who you see the most of?
Yeah. So most of my patients are runners. Because they're the most injury prone.
Most injury prone, or there's just more of us?
There's a lot of you, but it's also more like running is taxing on the body.
Okay.
There's a lot going on when you're running.
Okay.
And there's a lot of forces. So you're putting a lot of impact through your joints.
Sure.
And if you don't look after your body, then something's going to fail.
It's not going to look after you, but
it's like a car.
Yeah, sure.
So if you don't do your regular services, your maintenance, something's going to break. Body is exactly the same. You need to do your maintenance, your servicing, your wheel balance and alignment.
Yeah.
Then everything will be fine. But with anything else, with any other sport. But most of my patients are runners.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at Roger, most of his patients are cyclists.
Okay.
Because, he cycles. So, but also a lot of low back, like patients with low back pain.
And this is just regular people.
Regular
But
people,
my problem is that I've got lower back pain. I've
Yes.
been to the physio. The physio has now sent me to you
Yeah.
to go because what? What is the most common cause of lower back pain?
Today's time, sitting too much.
Okay.
Because the average person sits minimum 8 to 9 hours because that's the work day.
Yes.
But then you go from your desk in your
To
car,
your couch. To your
sitting,
car.
then home to your couch, still sitting. So you sitting 12 hours of the day. That's
Easy.
half a day. Yeah. And then you're sleeping for the other 8 hours. 7 hours.
Yes.
So that's the biggest problem, is sitting too much. And then, knees also, and shoulders is also a common one.
Okay.
Knees, shoulders, low back pain. That's the most common patients that we see.
Sure. And these are just people that are walking in here as probably as a result of a referral.
Yes. Yeah.
From a physio to say, hey man, or from a chiro to say, hey man, I've done what I can.
Yeah.
What you need now is part 2 or phase 2 or the final phase, as you called it. Sure. So these are just regular people. So this doesn't even have to be people that are into sports.
No, not at all. Most of our patients are regular people, just your everyday people
Yeah.
that might do run, walk for life, or
Yes.
not active at all, and then we try and change it.
Okay.
But most of our patients are just normal, everyday people
interesting.
that work. Yeah,
Sure.
and not all of them get referred by physio, so
Okay.
you don't have to go to the physio first before you come to us. If you have pain or you have a niggle or something, you can come straight to us. Generally, we will say go to the physio first, but if it's not needed, then we just carry on.
Okay.
I always say the rule of thumb: if your pain is above 5 out of 10,
Okay.
and you can't do an exercise because of the pain,
Yes.
go to the physio first.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I can't work with pain. So yes, we deal with pain. Our patients aren't always completely pain-free. Even when you see the physio, when you come to us, there's still a form of pain.
Yeah, sure.
But the important part is you should be able to do an exercise while having that pain.
Okay.
So I say rehab is training in the presence of pain.
Okay. Sure.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Yes, I can feel that there's something there.
But
It's
it's
not
not debilitating.
unbearable.
Yes.
It's not I'm still able to complete this whatever it is that I'm doing
Yes.
with the pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Makes sense.
if it's debilitating, and
Sure.
you can't do it,
Yes.
go to the physio first, because they're going to sort that out.
Okay.
Your range of motion is so restricted that you won't be able to do anything. Go see the physio first. They'll get your range of motion back, then send you to us.
And then come to me.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. I think that for me explains that relationship perfectly. I think it's a good rule of thumb to use as well. If your pain is more than a 5, because if it's less than a 5, it's manageable.
Yes. Yeah.
It's manageable, and you can kind of still go about your day or your exercise as well while in that kind of pain.
Yes.
I like that a lot. And now, if I were to ask you now that to say, sure, you're in the, I'm laughing because you're in the business, right, of helping people who are either injured or have challenges physically, right? Now, the question that I'm going to ask you is, how do I stay out of your rooms? That's what I want. I don't want to see you. Right? You want to see me. I don't want to see you.
Yes.
How do I stay out of your rooms?
So, like I mentioned earlier, it's just your maintenance. So,
Okay. What does that look like? Sure.
Yeah, look after your body.
Okay.
Listen to your body. So your body will always tell you what it wants, what it needs. Way smarter than your spreadsheet. Your app.
No, nothing
you
is
what to
smarter than
do.
my training plan. Have you seen my training plan?
Yeah, the app. So it is good to train.
Yeah.
If you do a sport, there's always the possibility that you can you're going to get injured.
Sure.
But if you want to minimize that, let's take running, for example.
Sure.
Yes, you want to get your kilometers in, but if you're only going to run and don't do strength training, it's a matter of time before you're going to get injured. So you want to do the running, but you still want to do strength training.
Sure.
And then warming down, cooling, warm up, and then stretches.
I'm going to fall asleep. I'm going to fall asleep because...
Before you start a gym session, before you do your thing on the sport field, warm up properly. It doesn't have to be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, literally 5 to 10 minutes, just a warm up. Then do your mobility drills.
Yeah.
Go do your workout or go play your sport. Then afterwards, cool down again for 5 to 10 minutes and then do your stretches again.
What is cool? Okay. So how is a cool down different from a warm up? It's the same thing.
It's just basically the same thing.
Okay.
Warming up is like 5 minutes on the bicycle or air bike, or you can do treadmill or row.
Okay.
Or like a light, if you're going to run, start your run. The first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, slow.
Sure.
Like slow run.
Very slow.
Yeah. Then after that, go.
Okay.
It's just getting the engine started. So if you, again, look at a car,
sure,
it's winter, you're not going to start it and then take off at 100 kilometers per hour.
Sure.
Because the oil hasn't spread, the piston's going to get warm and then seize or something else might break.
Yes.
So you start your car, you let it idle for 5 minutes, and then you drive.
Sure.
Exactly the same thing.
Sure.
So your cool down is also you just, whatever you've done, you just, again, slow it down.
Yes, correct.
Go
you don't come at it, it's not a dead stop. Then, okay, cool, on to the next thing. But you're giving you're giving your body a chance to also kind of adjust to what it's just been through. And then go back into kind of like
a relaxed
comfort mode, out of sports mode, if you like.
Because when you train, when you do, whether it's weight training, running, whatever you do, you essentially causing damage to your body because you're placing a stress on your body. So your nervous system is under pressure.
Yeah.
Your muscles are under pressure. Your heart's under pressure. And it's all working together.
Sure.
So when you do a strength training session, for example, the reason why your muscles get bigger is because there's micro tears forming in that muscle. And then your body repairs that, and then that gets bigger. That's why you get the size. But in doing exercise, there's something called lactic acid.
Okay.
That builds up in the body.
Sure.
So that's because your body takes what we call ATP, which is energy. And then that gets broken down and used, and then your byproduct is lactic acid.
Okay.
So it's like your fuel gets turned into CO2 gas. But that lactic acid is what causes you to feel stiff and sore and that.
Yes,
so now,
correct.
With the cooling down, you're helping your body to get rid of that lactic acid, to flush it out of the muscles.
Okay. So then with the cool down, you probably, what you're saying is the result of that may be that you feel less stiff.
Yes. So it might not prevent it completely.
Sure, but
you'll still feel stiff, but not if you didn't do it. It's going to be a lot worse.
I'm learning something new today. I'm definitely learning something new today, outside of the fact that stretching and warming up bores me. But I mean, I've learned the hard way.
Yes.
But as you say, so the important things then become warming up. You do whatever exercise that you need to do, and then you cool down, and then you stretch.
Yeah. Stretching is important.
How
Very
important? On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is stretching?
20.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Because if a muscle is tight, it's going to stop you from doing a movement.
Sure.
So your body is going to compensate somewhere else to complete that movement.
Sure.
Also, if a muscle is tight, that muscle is at a greater risk of being injured. because now it's in a shortened position.
Sure.
And you need it to lengthen for whatever.
Correct,
you're doing.
and it's not as pliable as you would like it to be.
Yes.
Okay.
But then also in saying that, you get the people that go overboard and they
With
stretch
stretching.
too much. Yes. And they're too flexible. That's also a problem. Because now you're too flexible. That muscle's not strong enough.
Yes.
And then you're not going to injure the muscle. You're going to injure the joint.
Then you've got bigger problems.
Yes. So there's a balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's the balance. And the balance would look like, so if you were to, hi chat. Right. So that's exactly what I'm doing to you right now. If you were to say, okay, cool. Is there a thumb rule to say for every hour of exercise, for example, let's say I'm going to exercise for an hour, then I should warm up for X amount of time. I should cool down for X amount of time. I should stretch for X amount of time. Number one. Number two, do they have to go in that particular order? Can I stretch, do my exercise, cool down? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or is there any danger in let's say, for example, stretching before an exercise instead of warming up, stretching? So that's like static stretching, right? Static stretching being I'm just in a certain position and I'm stretching my calf, I'm stretching, because I've heard, right, that there is kind of a danger in that, right? To say that when you're warming up, be like your I don't know, it's static and something else.
Dynamic.
Dynamic, 100%. Your movements must be dynamic when you're warming up, right? Don't do static stretching because that might give you a bit of a problem. So that's kind of like my two questions to say that, is there a specific amount of time that you need to stretch? I mean, to warm up, cool down, and stretch. And then secondly, does it matter?
So there's no it's like a precise time.
Okay.
Like I said, it can be 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever suits you.
Okay.
As long as you're doing something just to warm up, just to get your body ready, because you want the blood flow to flow. And to go into the muscles, so that there's blood flow there's oxygen, there's energy, there's everything is available when you start your thing.
100%. The point of warming up is to get the blood flow going.
Yes. Yeah.
So that your blood can carry through into your body all the things that your body will need for what you're just about to do.
Yes. And it gets your heart rate up, which increases the blood flow.
Okay.
Your
I like it.
Breathing rate increases, so you're taking in more oxygen.
Sure.
So it's literally just to get that stuff started and going.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's no like set time, like you have to do it for 10 minutes.
Sure.
No, as long as you're warming up.
Okay. I like
then the order, that also doesn't really matter. You can do your warm-up, stretch, do your thing, cool down, done. That's also fine, as long as you're doing that stretching.
Okay.
Then, yes, there's a big difference between static and dynamic. So static is if you're staying in one position, you're holding that position.
100%. It's doing these. Yes, correct. 10, 9, 8, 7. The same with kind of like the rest of that's the static stuff where you're standing still and you're holding in a certain position.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dynamic is almost the same thing, but you're doing a movement through it.
Okay.
So if you look at a hamstring stretch,
static
would be standing, bending over, reaching for your toes, holding that position.
Yes.
Dynamic will be, I call it chasing the ducks.
Okay.
So you go down, you do a sweeping motion with your hands. Scooping the air. Come up, take a step forward, do it with the other side.
Okay.
Or you can even kick your leg up, keeping your leg straight, and you're swinging it out in front of your body all the way back up again. So that's also stretching the hamstring, but it's a dynamic movement.
Sure.
So you're stretching while moving.
Okay.
So the biggest difference in the two, generally if you're warming down and you're doing stretches afterwards, static.
Okay.
If you want to warm up and do your stretches before the time, dynamic. Let's put it this way. If you do static before the time, it's not a do or die. At least you did some stretching. So it's
you didn't just, you didn't walk out the door and start hammering yourself.
Yes.
Sure.
So it is better than nothing.
Okay.
But you got to remember your muscle is like a spring,
Sure. Okay.
like an elastic band.
Yeah.
So if you take a band, you stretch it, it goes. That's what your muscle does. It stretches and then goes back into its original form.
Sure.
So what the dynamic does is it gets your body ready and the muscle ready for that movement to stretch and go back.
Mm-hmm.
So in your muscle, there's called the Golgi tendon. So that the Golgi tendon.
Yeah. Golgi tendon.
Yeah. So that is what actually, like, if you have to go and search it, you'll see it looks like a little worm that grabs and then pulls the muscle.
Okay.
Grabs and pulls the muscle. So when you're doing a dynamic warm up, you basically waking that up.
Okay.
So to make sure you have that spring in your
That's
step.
yes, correct.
So basically getting your spring ready, where the static just lengthens that spring and it stays in that lengthened position. It doesn't get it ready for that.
Yes, correct. So it's not moving like this. It's just it's doing this to it.
That, yeah.
You hold for 10 seconds and then it does this.
Yes.
And more effective is when you get it to do this,
Yes.
which is what you're doing with a dynamic stretch.
Yes.
Love it. I love it because it's how to keep your car running, but
Efficiently.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
For the normal person,
Yes.
who's like me, and I think a lot of the time it's a matter of the things that I don't do. I know it's because I'm just like, I don't know. This doesn't make a difference to my performance. Forgetting that some things are damaging over a long period of time.
Yes.
And just because you don't feel it today and just because you don't feel it tomorrow, it doesn't mean that there's no damage being done.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that so much. It makes it make sense. And if we were to do that as we should, then we wouldn't have to see you.
Yes, hopefully. Hopefully. Well, it's gonna decrease the chances of you ending up buying me.
Yeah. Because also I think in the running, and one thing that I've been thinking about is that the trail running, it's kind of unnecessary, guys. Let's be honest.
100%.
It's just us
I don't know.
Oh man, yeah. So yeah, no, it's fine, but definitely let's keep on keeping on, guys. Like I love it. I love what it does for me. Thanks. Just in terms of how I'm able to just push my mind, I think more than anything else, right? But yeah, it's something that is a constant conversation in my head to say that, guys, is it really necessary for health purposes to put ourselves through certain things? And the answer is no, it's not. But we do it anyways. And the best thing that we can do for ourselves is to do it in a safe manner. Yes. Is to do it in a safe manner, 100%. So I think before we finish off, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, right? So I did go out to my audience. Shout out to you guys. Everyone that kind of did send through questions. And I do have a couple of questions here that I have for you that you can hopefully help us get through. Some of these things and terminologies I might not understand, so I'll rely on you to kind of see if you can sort it out there. I think we did cover in the beginning. Itumeleng said, "Is there a difference between a physio and a bio?" I think we did kind of cover that.
Yeah.
And then Naledi 4428 says, okay, now they're probably asking you this, yes, right? They're saying, have you ever taken a hairbrush to scratch runner's itch? I don't even know if there's such a thing. Cause wow.
there is a thing called the runner's itch.
Okay.
So it's either while you're running or after you run.
Okay.
But it's normally after you run that you really feel it. And
sure.
It's just like where your body feels like it's itchy.
Okay.
Like your legs, especially your legs. Most people get on their legs, and your legs just stay like itchy.
Sure.
And you can't get rid of it, and then go to a hairbrush, and it does feel good.
Shocking. But I've never had that. Does that mean I'm not serious or what?
No, it doesn't happen to everyone.
Okay.
There's a couple of reasons. Number one is when you exercise, when you're running, the blood vessels dilate.
Okay.
So more blood is being pumped to the muscles, to the skin, because now you're you warming up, you're getting hotter. So for your body to cool off, it pushes all the blood towards your skin.
Sure.
So, and that's why you sweat, as in the wind comes onto the sweat, cools your skin down, cools the blood down, keeps your core temperature at that 37 degrees.
Sure.
But now with all that blood in the body and all the blood vessels dilated, it stimulates the nerve endings in your skin, in your muscles, and then it might start, you get that itchy feeling. It's just because the nerve endings are stimulated.
Yeah.
The other one could be the type of clothes you're wearing. If you're either wearing clothes that's too tight, or you're wearing like a cotton material.
And
Cotton
it's
is
irritating the skin.
it's irritating the skin.
Okay.
The other one could be you've got dry skin, or you're dehydrated. Then it also happens. What's the other one?
Jeez, that's so many things to look out for sure.
Yeah.
So I think maybe then
histamine.
Okay.
Your body produces and releases histamine.
Yeah.
When you train and when you do exercise, so that could also play a part in why you feel itchy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then maybe looking at all of those things as well might take you to so instead of kind of asking, yeah, you're such a bio, bro. Because now you're going to the core. You're not going to, let's fix the symptom, Instead of asking what's the best thing to use to scratch, we'll then go, let's look at what is causing the scratch, or the itch rather, and then look at that. And amongst these things that you've named, possibly you could find one of those where if you remedy that, then you're ace.
Yeah. So the blood flow, you can't really do anything to it, and the histamine can't do anything.
Yeah.
So the two that you can control is your dry skin.
Yeah.
So moisturize before you run, after you run. Make sure you're taking enough water.
Sure.
So you don't dehydrate. And then your clothes. So don't wear clothing that's too tight. So wear light, breathable materials.
There we go.
So try and avoid cotton.
Sure.
When you exercise, because that's just going to irritate the skin. So get your, I think it's polyester,
okay,
which is light and breathable, so air can pass through. When you sweat, it absorbs that sweat and takes it away from the skin. Because if you sweat and you dry, that sweat can also make you itchy.
100%.
Remember, there's salt in your sweat. So that salt can make you itchy.
100%. Yeah. Makes so much sense. Like, I love it when things are like broken down to their bare form, because like some things you think like, oh well, it is what it is, you know what I mean? But a lot of things have solutions, or they have methods that we can use to prevent that.
Yeah.
Itumeleng asked another question. It says, what types of conditions do you most commonly treat?
Like I said, lower back pain.
Okay, yes.
And then your shoulder impingements.
Okay.
And then knee pain. So whether it be from a meniscus tear, ACL tear, or just what we call patellofemoral pain.
Yeah.
So that's anterior knee pain. That's the most, And then neurological conditions as well, like your Parkinson's, cerebral palsy. Yeah.
Okay, 100%. Okay, so now I've got a question from Tumeleng again. He says, Eta Tamzu, okay, first question. What can a patient expect during a first session?
Cool. So during the first session is what we call an initial assessment.
Okay.
So it's basically you're going to come in, you're going to sit down first, and you're going to tell me your whole history.
Okay.
So starting from the beginning.
Sounds like therapy.
Sometimes it is. Yeah.
Sure.
But I'm gonna take your whole history.
Yeah.
Medical history, injury history, all of that. Then I'm gonna start with my assessment. So my physical assessment. So we look at your posture. We do range of motion, see how flexible you are. Palpation. So palpation is where I just push and prod to see where the pain is and what is causing pain and what is painful.
Sure.
So that narrows it down a little bit more. And then we do what we call special tests. So that's special tests that we do to determine, okay, but what exactly is causing pain? What is annoying? What if I take your arm and I turn it this way? Is it painful? Yes. And that gives me a cue to see, okay, this might be wrong.
Sure.
And then we'll do functional assessment. So we'll ask you to do a squat, a lunge, balance for a minute, step up, step down, walk on your toes, all kinds of things like that. And then we do strength tests.
Okay.
So most buyers do manual strength testing. So it's literally I push against you and I tell you, try and kick me away, and we'll give it a rating out of 5. If you are fortunate enough, you do have isokinetic equipment that can do that, and it gives you like either in kgs or newton meters of torque.
Okay.
Of whatever.
And that's measuring the force.
Testing, yeah.
Okay.
And then based off of that, then we see how we're going to treat this.
100%. So first session then typically would be going through a lot of kind of like tests.
Yes.
Just to make sure that you're looking at the right thing going forward.
Yeah.
Because I think from my instance, I think as well, what I learned is that I'm feeling pain here, but that's not that's not what the cause of the pain is. So me feeling pain here, the cause is actually somewhere else, and that's what you try and figure out in that first session.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
100%.
Everything is connected.
Yeah.
So your shoulder is connected to your ankle. So a lot of people with low back pain, they come in and they're like, yes, my back's killing me. And then you do your whole assessment and you say to them, it's nothing wrong with your back.
Sure.
And they look at you funny and like, this guy's crazy.
Mm.
And you're like, it's your calves. And then,
Stop it.
then they start laughing. They're like, no, man, you're messing with me. And
Sure.
I'm like, no, if you've got tight calves, it can be the cause of your low back pain.
Jeez.
Because your nerves end in your feet.
Yes.
So if there's pressure on the nerves in your calf, it might refer into your lower back.
Wild.
So that's where, like you said, we treat the cause.
Yes.
So we look at the whole body.
Yeah.
And that's also a small thing that makes physio and bio different. So when you go to the physio, they look at where the pain is.
Correct.
Probably not all of them. I'm speaking under correction, but from experience, I only look at the cause of or the part of pain.
Yes.
So if it's your knee, they're going to look at your knee.
Sure.
Where we look at the whole person.
100%.
So we'll start from the head to the toes, and we'll see, okay, what's wrong. So yes, you might come in with your knee. We'll fix your knee, but while I'm fixing your knee, I'm fixing whatever else
100%.
is wrong at the same time.
And then you go and come back with the knee.
Yes, and then you don't have to come back for the other thing.
I like that. I like that a lot. Run with Sam, who's also my coach, says, how long would it take to recover a muscle imbalance that has been there for 20 years? Whoa! Oh! Hopefully not 20 years.
If I had R1 for every time I get the question, how long will it take?
Sure.
I could
You wouldn't
retire.
be here right now.
But yeah, I can't answer that.
Sure.
Because like we said right in the beginning, everyone's different.
Sure.
So every person is different. It might take you 6 months.
Yeah.
It might take me 3 years.
Okay.
So it's individual dependent.
Sure.
I actually wrote a whole blog about it. If people want to go and read, they can just go onto our social media page, Trent and Vessel's
100%. What I'll do is I'll add all of that stuff in the description well, all your things, because I know you've also got a podcast, right?
Yes, yeah.
I'll definitely add all of that. And then if you guys want to read up and see some more stuff, you can definitely catch those links in the description as well.
Yeah,
I'll definitely
there's a
leave it
whole
there.
podcast of why we can't answer that question.
Okay.
And what the reason why.
Okay.
So it explains that. And then there's a whole bunch of other interesting stuff there as well.
100%. No, we'll definitely take a look. Tutu Sip says, my left hip gets sore after I run, but no pain when I do weights, high interval intensity training, etc. What could be the potential issue? Hey, this is free.
So it's difficult to say. There's a number of things that could be wrong.
Sure.
The reason why she's feeling pain when running, but not with weight training, is running puts a lot of stress on the body, and it's a high impact.
Sure.
Where when she gyms and does the hit, it's not high impact. It's a lot more controlled and slower movements, controlled movements. But with running, it's that impact.
Sure.
Every time your foot hits the tar, it sends all that impact through to the hip into the
100%.
back. So I can't say why she's experiencing pain, but it might be muscle imbalance. So muscles might be weaker on the one side than the other side. It might be that she doesn't have pelvic stability, so hip stability. So when she's running, that hip is moving way too much. It needs to stay relatively stable.
Okay.
Or tight muscles. If one side's tighter than the other, it might irritate the hip that's not so tight. And then if there's muscle imbalances, she's overcompensating.
Okay.
So she's going to use the stronger side. That's your body's defense mechanism.
Yes.
If one muscle is weak, it's going to recruit other muscles.
Hey man, let me help you out.
Yeah.
Sure, but then you also get tired as the person that's helping out, or
Yes,
as the muscle
100%.
that's helping out.
Yeah. So
Fair.
it might be those muscles that's doing its own job with the job of another muscle, and then it just tires out and says, "I'm out."
That's it.
Yeah. So it's difficult to say. You can't unless you assess them and see what is going on.
100%.
Yeah.
So, book your assessment now. Sakumzi Vaku says, question around the difference between shin splints and stress fractures, as well as recovery methods. I feel like people use this opportunity to go.
But it's fun. It's fun.
Sure.
I like it.
Yeah.
Part of our job is to educate people.
100%. I love that so much. Yeah.
So the main difference between shin splints and stress fracture.
Yeah.
Shin splints is soft tissue, so it's muscular. Stress fracture is bone. So there's a fracture in the bone. So that's the main difference. So one is muscle. One is the actual
but
bone.
those shin splints feel like your bone. Yes. Yeah.
Then if you want to like identify the two, if you have shin splints and you like run your fingers down, you'll have pain on the inside of the shin or in the front of the shin, but along the whole shin.
Okay.
So you'll feel the pain like going through the whole bottom part of your leg. Where a stress fracture, you'll have on a pinpoint.
Okay.
So you'll be able to push, and then you push on that spot and you're like, yes, it's there.
Okay.
So that's also one difference. Another one is shin splints goes away with the rest. So when you do activity, it increases, the pain increases. But when you rest, it goes away.
Okay.
Where a stress fracture, it's constantly there.
It's just there.
It
Because
just
it's a fracture in your bone.
Yes.
Sure.
Then you'll have to go with the stress fracture x-rays or a scan to see how severe it is, how bad it is. And then your recovery will depend on that. So your recovery for a stress fracture is non-weight bearing. You're probably going to be in a moon boot.
Okay.
And you're going to be in crutches. And you're going to have to stay off it for 6 weeks, sometimes 8 weeks, depending on how bad it is.
Hectic.
Where shin splints, you just have to decrease your activity or your load or rest for 6 weeks, and then you can continue again.
Okay.
Also, the cause of shin splints is normally because you ramped up your training very quickly.
Okay.
So then the body is not ready for that. So then you get that shin splints.
Yeah.
You've changed surfaces. So you've gone from road running to trail running.
100%.
Or you've gone from a soft surface to a hard surface. Or your shoes are the problem.
Okay.
So if your shoes aren't correct or it's worn out, too old, then you might start to develop shin splints.
Okay.
Where stress fracture is you've either jumped from a height and you've landed, or it's repetitive stress, repetitive. Like normally your comrades run as a typical injury is a stress fracture because it's just that repetitive stress on the body, and they're either not fueling correctly or they've ignored shin splints and it's turned into a stress fracture.
Okay.
So that's basically the biggest difference.
Treatment
wise, shin splints, you want to stretch calves, hamstrings, and glutes. Foam roll your calves and in the front of the shin where the muscle is, and do strengthening exercises for the glutes and the foot. So a lot of balancing. pulling a band up with your foot, your toes, calf raises. But the most important one is the stretching and the foam rolling to get that calf to relax, because you have a sheath around your bone where the muscle attaches to. So if your calves are tight and your anterior tibialis is tight, it's pulling on that sheath and it's pulling that sheath away from the bone. So that's what's causing the pain. So you need that calf to relax, the hamstrings to relax. But then you need to
cover again.
Yeah, and then you need to strengthen the hamstrings and the glutes, because the reason your calves are tight is most likely because it's doing the work of either the glute or the hamstring. So then it gets tight.
Because everything is connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a difficult one. Sure, it's so involved. We might have to get you back, but we'll see. Guys, let us know. But yeah, as I say, on your podcast, there's plenty of information. Also on various other platforms that you'll share with me. And then obviously, I think the guys are more than welcome to kind of reach out to you as well. You can sort of work out a way that you can answer other questions. The last question's from Spumi Siwisa. Says, what causes runner's knee and how frequently should strength training be done?
So runner's knee is just a more plain name for patellofemoral pain.
Okay.
So
I prefer runner's knee. I'll be able to remember that.
Yes. So it's basically just pain on the front of your knee. So on the patella or underneath the patella.
Okay.
And the reason you have that pain is because...
that's here.
Yeah, on the front of that little, your kneecap.
Okay, yes.
Let me rather say that.
Yeah.
Reason for it is because that your kneecap is not moving the way it should.
Okay.
So we call it maltracking. So if you make a knuckle and this is the kneecap, there's a groove underneath your kneecap and your kneecap should move.
Okay, within that track.
Yes, in that track. So now with runner's knee, what normally happens is that muscles are weak and others are stronger, and then it gets pulled to the side and then it pops back in. So that's constantly happening. Every time you bend your knee and straighten your knee, that's happening. So then that becomes inflamed and sore. So it's either a muscle imbalance, so muscles are weak, others are stronger, so now it's pulling it to the one side. It could be tightness, so especially quads, that's very, very tight, because now what happens is it's already under tension because the muscles are tight. So it's pulling on your tendon there, the patella tendon. So it's pulling that kneecap up. So now it's not sitting at its normal position. Now you're doing something like a squat or a jump or a lunge, and now you're putting more stretch on it. So now you're pulling it even more. Tight muscles, weak muscles, or imbalance in muscles, or it's a gait problem, so movement pattern problem. So you're not moving correctly. So especially if you're running, if your running gait is out and you're not getting that perfect alignment, then your knee is going to be out of alignment. If your ankle is not aligned, or you have pronation, or you have flat feet, that's going to put pressure on the knee because the knee is at an angle. If your glutes are weak, it's not firing. So whenever you put your foot down, that knee's falling in.
Yes.
And then that puts the knee at an awkward angle. And then when it's at that angle, everything goes skew. So that's that maltracking of that kneecap.
Yeah.
So there's also a lot of stuff that can be causing it.
100%. And I suppose to get to the bottom of it, what do you need to do? You need to go see Genre.
And then strength training.
Yep.
Minimum twice a week.
Okay.
Minimum twice a week.
100%.
Strength training.
Yeah. And I think most importantly as well is that, and I think it all goes back to what we were saying or what you've been saying, that no two people are the same. So just because we've both got runner's knee, it's not the same thing that is caused to that.
Yes.
Which I think is very, very important, because we like to sort of take one thing and say, oh, it applies to all of us, which can be dangerous for us because then we don't get to the real cause of the problem. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why actually going to see a biokinetist or going to see a professional is better than ChatGPT, because or Dr. Google. Absolutely. But yeah, that's the end of my questions. We've had quite a lengthy session, but a very informative one as well. I think is very important. And thank you so much for sharing that knowledge with us as well. That's something that we can use to empower ourselves. Yes. And should we find ourselves in a position whereby we do need help, at least we know what to look for first initially. Yes. And then we can most probably do that. Yeah. But thank you so very much. Guys, as I've mentioned as well, I'm going to put all the information that you need in the bio. Let me know of what you thought of this episode. Let me know if there's anything else that you kind of think you would have wanted to know, etc., etc., etc. I'll see if Genre will be kind enough to indulge us on that. But outside of that, Makutse, thank you so very much. I'm wishing you everything of the best in your practice.
Thank you.
Yeah, usually you're like, yeah, may you get many, many more clients. But now I'm like, poor people that are going to get injured. But sure, I think doing the things that you do and continuing to empower people and educate people as well as treat them, I think that's just a great recipe for success. Yeah. And I wish you everything of the best. Thank you so much for coming through.
No, only a pleasure. Thanks for inviting me and having me.
100%. And I hope I won't see you soon.
Yes.
And when I do see you, hopefully it'll be a social call. But thank you so much, man. You literally got me to the Comrade start line. So I'm always appreciative of that. And that's all from us, guys. We will see you on the next episode of iDyan on the Run. Thank you so much for joining us. Cheers. Goodbye.
Cheers.